15th, 2020 at 5:24.
Is that in UTC time?
It is. Sorry, you get back 5 hours. So it's about midnight 24.
The next slide.
At the bottom, you'll see two in the green. That's 904-624, which is Mr. Abdul Robinson Jr.'s number, calling the 702-918-4911 phone number, which belongs to Mr. Barnard.
And what time is this call?
It is 9:42 UTC -5, about 4:42 in the morning.
And then the next slide, we have a lot of different colors.
Yes, there's various calls from the 904-624 number. In the green, you'll see it's again Mr. Barnard's number. In yellow, it is Mr. Lear Whitaker's number. In gray is Torgon Williams, and I think that's everybody's numbers, but it's constant phone activity from.
Or it's highlighted in green, predominantly those 1, 2, 3 calls at the top. What are the time frames for those calls?
That's 9:45 UTC or 4:45 in the morning, and then the last one is 10:26 UTC, which is then 5:26.
Now the calls that are in gray, whose number was that again?
The phone number in gray belongs to Torgon Williams.
What time do those calls take place?
That call is at 10:48 or 5:48 a.m.
And does that continue to about 1,300 hours, I guess, in UTC time for Torgon Williams?
Yes.
And there's an additional one at the bottom of the screen at 1619?
Yes.
What about the calls in yellow? You said those were calls between Abdul Robinson Jr. and who?
Mr. Lear Whitaker.
Time of those calls predominantly taking place?
It is 16:04, so right around 12. No, yes. Or 11, sorry.
Going back to the top of the screen, though, what's the first call in yellow?
First call in yellow is at 10:48 or 5:48 morning.
And a couple calls after that, shortly thereafter?
Yes, 11:01 to 11:08. That's 2 more calls.
And going, as I think you were just referencing a moment ago, the majority of the calls at the bottom that are in yellow are around what time?
16:04 to 16:19 UTC.
That equates to just after 11 a.m.?
Yes.
Does that continue into the next slide?
It does.
And again, are all the calls in yellow between Abdul Robinson Jr.'s number and the number you identify as Lear Whitaker's?
Yes.
There's also box in orange for at least one call. Do you see that?
Yes, the one in orange is between the 904-624-3684 and the 478-491-2831 numbers, which are both attributed to Mr. Abdul Robinson Jr.
Approximately when was that call?
That is at 16:54 or 11:54 and 11:55 a.m.
And then now we have boxes in.
So then in the blue, it is 904-866-2370, which is the primary phone number for Abdul Robinson Sr.
When did those calls begin to take place?
Those calls start at 17:20, so 12:20 in the afternoon.
And the next slide, not as many highlighted, but where those calls begin.
Again, in the gray, we have the 305-321-0896 number, which is attributed to Mr. Torgon Williams. And then in the yellow, we have the 904-803-3671, which is Lear Whitaker's numbers.
And approximately what time?
The call with Mr. Torgon Williams is at 19:34, so about 2:34 in the afternoon. And then the calls with Mr. Whitaker starts at 22:23, so that's 5:23.
For 904-803-3671, we don't have to go through all the calls, but is this the subscriber information that you obtained for that account as well?
Yes.
And just as a visual reference, what are all these calls?
Is a myriad of calls between the 904-624-3684 number and Mr. Whitaker's number.
So Abdul Robinson Jr. and Leroy Whitaker?
Yes.
Are these all on January 15th?
Yes. yellow, you have the 904-624. And then in blue, you have the 904-866-2370 number, all on January 15th, 2020.
904-866-2370 number that's in blue. Who did that phone number belong to?
Abdul Robinson Sr.
Based on a review of those cell phone records, the numbers that you identified, did you obtain, I guess, the historical cell site information and data files, if appropriate, available, and submit those to FBI, have them mapped to see kind of where those devices were located?
Yes.
Who was the agent that actually did the mapping?
Corley?
Was Agent Corley?
Yes.
Were you made aware of his results of mapping that data?
I've seen them, yes.
Did that assist you with your investigation?
It did.
Did it provide with any indication of where your suspects, people that you identify, were located?
Yes.
Right. Relevant to the areas and times appropriate in your investigation?
Yes.
Did it support the suspects you had identified?
It did.
Well, deleting is overruled, and improper corroboration. What was the question? Did it?
I asked if the results that he was given by the FBI in terms of mapping, did that assist him with his investigation and corroborate what he was doing?
Overruled.
You can answer.
Yes, it did.
Now, when Leroy Whitaker was detained in Georgia, were there any cell phones that were actually collected by the East Point Police Department as well?
Yes.
And were there multiple cell phones?
Yes.
During your investigation, were you able to eventually take possession of those cell phones and bring them back to Jacksonville?
I was.
And did you obtain search warrants authorizing you to attempt to download those devices?
Yes.
Now, is that something that could be done relatively quickly, or does it sometimes take time?
Sometimes it takes time.
Did it take time for some of the devices in this case?
Yes, I think the last one broke earlier this year.
And is that because you did not have the password or code to get into the devices?
That's correct.
And who actually would have done the examination of the devices that you submitted?
A computer forensics analyst or detective.
Now, the phones that they were able to get into, were you provided a copy of the data obtained from those cell phones?
Yes.
And did you have an opportunity to go through the data associated with those devices?
Yes.
Was a phone that was using 904-803-3671, the phone number you identified as being used by Leroy Whitaker, was that phone ever found?
No.
Was a cell phone for 478-305-9583 ever found?
No.
Did you recover a cell phone that was using phone numbers identified as belonging to Abdul Robinson Jr., the 904-624-3684, as well as the 478-491 and 2831?
Yes.
Did you also identify a phone using Abdul Robinson Sr.'s number, 904-866-2370?
Yes.
Were any phones that were being used by Hakeem Robinson identified?
Yes.
For what phone number?
It was the 904-704-1595 number and the 904-704-8910.
And was the account for the 904-704-8910 activated after the murder of Charles McCormick?
I believe so, yes.
Now, as part of your investigation, did you also become familiar with someone named Natalie Gant?
Yes.
Were you able to identify her phone number?
Yes.
And what was that phone number?
It was a 904-485-7529 number.
Did you obtain cell phone records with her identified phone number?
Yes.
And did you submit those records to FBI to see if there was anything that they could map?
Yes.
Was there anything mappable?
I don't believe so.
In April of 2022, was Natalie Gant subpoenaed to come in so that you speak to her?
She was.
And did you have a conversation with her at that time?
I did.
Not getting into the specifics, but did she provide information that was relevant to your investigation?
She did.
After that conversation, did she lead you to any place?
Yes.
And where was that?
That was the apartments where she picked up Mr. Robinson.
Do you recall?
Hakeem Robinson.
Do you recall the address of that location?
I want to say it's the 7201 Arlington Expressway.
What type of location is it?
Apartment complex.
And just behind that apartment complex, are there woods?
It backs up to the Tree Hill Nature Preserve.
What's on the other side of the Tree Hill Nature Preserve?
There's a small body of water, and then it leads up to Glen Echo.
And where is Glen Echo in relation to 1033 Townsend?
It is, by looking at a map, I want to say southeast. I have to look at a map.
Is it in that residential neighborhood?
Yes, it's in the same area.
Is it in the direction of travel that the individual caught on Belmead home video surveillance running across the street? Was it in that direction, general direction?
Yes, after obtaining the video from 1204 Bellamede, that's what led me to go to Glen Echo.
Okay. Were you familiar with the 7201 Arlington Expressway apartment complex based on your investigation before speaking to Natalie?
Yes.
And why is that?
There is a woman by the name of Miss Boston, referenced seeing someone mention the description of one of the suspects getting into a vehicle, a white female.
Did you have that apartment complex photographed after you were taken there? Or the scan?
I can't recall this time.
Are you familiar with another apartment complex? I think it's currently called Meza Apartments.
Yes.
Where is the Meza apartment complex located?
It's off of East Port Road.
And what is Eastport Road next to it, that location? Do you recall the other road?
It's not too far away from, I believe, Brown Jersey Court. And
Do you recognize Palm Lake Drive? So,
yes, I do.
is that off of Eastport Road, Jacksonville?
It is.
And is that near that apartment complex?
Yes.
After you were conducting your investigation, did you eventually get arrest warrants for Hakeem Robinson, Leroy Whitaker, and Abdul Robinson Jr. for their involvement in the murder of Charles McCormick?
Yes.
And were they arrested on that warrant for second-degree murder?
Yes.
And then, can you arrest someone on first-degree murder?
No, they have to present the case before a grand jury, and the grand jury will indict them.
Did you also get an arrest warrant for Abdul Robinson Sr. for accessory after the fact?
Yes.
Now, after they were arrested, did you continue to work on your investigation, waiting for results and reviewing evidence?
Yes.
And was that an ongoing process?
Yes.
During that investigation, did you also identify a YouTube channel that was being used by Hakeem Robinson?
Yes.
You had a search warrant for that?
I did.
And did you identify or find anything that you thought was relevant to your investigation on that YouTube channel?
Yes, several videos and IP addresses.
What were the two videos that you found to be relevant?
That same song, or the song of a child singing that Ksoo homicide song was on there, and I believe there was a clip of the. Sorry, I review my records right now. I can't remember exactly what was on there.
Yeah, Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Yes. It is part of the YouTube videos, FaceTime video call. It was Mr. Robinson.
Why was that?
The clothing he's wearing in the video. It is a copy of the video Bang It Out by Mr. Hakeem Robinson or Ksoo 23X.
Why was that?
He spoke with just a rifle that looked very similar to the one used in murder.
All right, any objections from Mr. Whitaker? Any objections from Mr. Robinson? Okay, thank you. Those objections are overruled. So 8K will come in, I'm sorry, 8J will be marked into evidence as states number 192, and 8K will be marked into evidence as states 193.
Showing you what's in evidence of states 192. Do you recognize this?
Yes,
And what is it?
it is the FaceTime video. You can see it's a gray body and appears to have black arms or dark colored arms and shoulders.
Okay, sustained. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you'll disregard the last answer. You may view the video and determine what it shows.
To the right of this video, there's a box. Does that contain the metadata provided by YouTube?
Yes,
And looking at this, you have an upload IP address.
yes,
And does that upload IP address look familiar to you?
it does.
And what was that IP address?
It's the same one as I found on the Hakeem Robinson Case of 23X Instagram account. That also led me to the 478 number.
And it states 193.
They call me Ksoo.
During your investigation, you indicated you identified an iCloud account associated with the 478-305-9583. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you received the records associated with that account?
Yes,
Did you review it?
yes,
And did that account contain both photographs and videos?
Did.
Who was depicted in the photographs and videos of the House of Pain iCloud account?
Mr. Hakeem Robinson.
Was it Hakeem Robinson by himself, or was he with other people? What was predominantly on that account?
He's predominantly by himself, but there'd be other pictures of people.
But would he be was Hakeem Robinson in all of those photographs and videos?
Yes.
Did you ever see Christopher Brown on that iCloud account?
No.
Did anything in your investigation ever link Christopher Brown to this crime in the terms of cell phone records, physical evidence, DNA, fingerprints, anything like that?
No.
Was there anything in your investigation that linked the 478-305-9583 number to Christopher Brown?
No.
For the records you obtained for the 478-305-9583, do you recall approximately when the last activity was on that device?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Judge, I have no further questions.
Okay, crossed by Mr. Whitaker. I'm sorry, Sergeant Smith. And before that, Detective Smith, sir. How many years with JSO?
11.
11 years. And you started off in patrol, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sure after you successfully completed the police academy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And part of your training at the police academy is learning the criminal laws, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because you have to learn the elements of theft charges, robbery, violent charges, narcotics charges, sexual assault, the whole gambit, correct?
Correct.
Because as a patrol officer, you never know what you might be responding to, correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And there are many, many times that officers have to make quick decisions kind of right on the spot to take that legal knowledge they've learned and apply it in real time, correct? And part of that legal concept also becoming familiar with the legal concepts of attempt, like attempting to commit a crime, sir? And the grounds. Not based on that question, all overrule. You're aware of the legal concept of attempt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Aware of the legal concept of a principle to a crime, right?
Yes.
Aware of the legal concept of being an accessory after the crime, correct?
Yes.
And for example, even back kind of in your patrol days, you may have responded to an allegation of theft at a store. Two friends shopping at a store, and your job would be to investigate, should one be arrested, should both be arrested, correct?
Correct.
And you would arrest both of them if you had sufficient evidence they were working together, correct?
Correct.
And even as you have been promoted through your 11 years with the JSO, you still continue to apply this same kind of analysis, correct?
Correct.
And in fact, anytime you make an arrest, and especially on the level of homicide detective, you're going to actually be articulating your probable cause, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you'd either do it if you ended up in a situation where you did what they call a probable cause on view arrest, you would write up your probable cause in an arrest and booking report, right?
Yes.
And otherwise, you would do it through what's called an arrest warrant, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And in that arrest warrant, just like the arrest and booking report, you're going to articulate everything that you feel supports your probable cause to make that arrest, right?
Yes.
So going to 2020, sir, by that time in your career, you had been promoted as a homicide detective, correct?
Oh, okay. Sorry, homicide detective, not promotion. That's the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
Collateral move.
Okay. Yes, sir. But being a homicide detective does carry an extra pressure, does it not, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I imagine one of the very first things that would be your responsibility as a lead homicide detective would be to contact the next of kin for that person who has passed, correct?
Correct.
And I imagine that that is probably one of, if not the most difficult thing you're asked to do.
It can
Is that
be.
fair, sir?
Can be.
And I have to assume that that does put the pressure on you as a detective of kind of an urgency, that you want to be responsive to these people that have lost their loved one, correct?
Yes.
And I'm sure it doesn't change your professional standards, but you'd agree with me that is an extra pressure that you carry, correct?
It can be construed as that.
And a pressure to hold those responsible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, in this particular case, you ultimately arrested Dominic Varner, who was 26 at the time of his arrest, correct?
I believe he was 26, yes, ma'am.
And Abdul Robinson Jr., who was 25 at his arrest.
I don't recall the exact age at the time.
Okay. And Hakeem Robinson, who was 21 years old, correct?
Correct.
And Abdul Robinson Sr., who was approximately 50 years old.
Or somewhere around there.
Okay. And then Leroy Whitaker, who you know had just barely 19 years old.
I can't remember his exact birthday. Sorry.
At any point in your investigation, did you feel like the ages of these people were significant?
Significant how?
You tell me. Did you find them significant or not, sir? Doesn't sound like you did.
No.
Okay. So let's talk for a second about your investigation. And obviously, you kind of laid out that the first break, if you will, in your investigation was Barbara Buckley's description specifically of Dominique Varner, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And based on the facts that you knew even that day on January 15th, did you feel confident that there was a connection between that crashed Altima and the burglary at Miss Buckley's home?
Yes.
Okay. And was that just basically based on the proximity of the two locations?
The proximity and then the video surveillance from the 1214 Timberlane.
Okay. And you obviously were aware and saw even that day this video surveillance footage that we've all seen that appears that there are two people jumping fences, correct?
Correct.
And might as well talk about it right now. You did have access to that day, as well as the dash cam video that actually captures the homicide, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were able to compare those two videos, obviously.
Yes.
Did it become obvious to you that the two people that are jumping through these yards could not have been the shooter?
That's correct.
And it's fair to make that assumption because the clothing is clearly different, correct?
Correct.
And you were able to determine, although it may have been several hours on January 15th before you had access to the Ring surveillance videos showing the backyards, you were able that day to see the two different videos live to see that the clothing did not match.
I didn't see the 1214 Timberlane. Eventually, I saw it. I believe Detective Gibson showed it to me.
Okay.
But I did not see it like from the victim or witness whose house it came.
Okay. They provided it. You have a specific unit as well as officers. Some just have better technology skills than others, and you might have an officer that's able to download something himself, and if not, you have a specialized unit that does that, correct?
That's correct.
And everything as lead detective comes to you, right?
Eventually, yes.
I mean, ultimately, in terms of this investigation, you are the captain, correct, sir?
Yes.
You make all of the decisions, oftentimes in conjunction with the state attorney's office, of how your investigation flows, right?
Yes, but for as far as the investigation to Barbara Buckley, that was headed up by Detective Richardson for the most part. I worked in conjunction with him.
Sure. And obviously, as that was your, I guess, most major lead at that point, you would have wanted to keep close tabs with Detective Richardson in terms of how his investigation was going, correct?
I don't know about close tabs. It was he would come update me whenever something happened.
Well, I assume that you got updated that day that Barbara Buckley identified in a photo spread Dominique Varner, correct? You did not put that photo spread together yourself?
I did not.
You would have let them do that pursuant to their obligations for a burglary, correct?
Correct.
You were made aware that Miss Buckley never was able to identify the second person in her home, correct?
That's correct.
She was ultimately shown a photo spread similar to the one prepared for Mr. Varner, 6 photos that approximately looked like Mr. Whitaker, and she was not able to pick anyone, correct?
I was not made aware of how the photo spread went. Well,
I'm sorry?
I was not made aware of how the photo spread went to the occurred.
Meaning you weren't aware that 6 photos were shown?
No, I wasn't aware when the photo spread was done and who did it. Like that.
You just knew that ultimately when it was done, she wasn't able to identify anyone.
I have heard that, yes.
Because obviously that would factor into your investigation as well.
Correct.
When Mr. Varner was arrested back on January 15th, he did agree to be interviewed by yourself?
And Detective Richardson, yes.
I'm sorry?
And Detective Richardson, yes.
And Detective Richardson. Ultimately, he lies to you
on January 15th, correct?
Yes.
Your investigation, as you kind of explained, was ongoing, correct?
That's correct.
And over that spring, you were able to get, you've described Florida Department of Law Enforcement records, correct?
Yes.
And that would have given you, as you termed the investigative lead, that you believed you had evidence to put Leroy Whitaker's DNA inside the Buckley home, located on her pants, and inside this Altima car, correct?
Again, Detective Richardson, but yes.
And ultimately, he let you know that based on that, he was going to be seeking an arrest warrant for Mr. Whitaker for murder, correct?
Yes, which he did.
And your investigation, though, still ongoing, correct?
Yes.
And as that spring of 2020 continues, you also get what you believe to be cell sites for a phone number associated with Mr. Whitaker, correct?
That's correct.
And you believed these phone records showed him at the locations that were relevant to your homicide investigation, right?
That's correct.
So with the DNA and with these phone records, you did not arrest Mr. Whitaker for murder, correct?
Not at that time.
On August 27th of 2020, Dominic Barner agrees to be a state witness, correct? And on that particular day, you meet with him, correct? And it was actually in the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office homicide unit, was it not?
Yes. That's correct.
And you met with him in one of your typical interviews, correct?
Yes.
And in this interview room, just for our jurors' knowledge, this is a room that has a basic table, however many chairs are necessary. There's nothing on the walls, correct? And this room is specifically equipped with recording devices that can be turned on and off at any time, correct? And they're also hidden, correct? Well, if someone who did not know what that room was, is there a visible camera, such as we see in the back?
Yes.
There is a visible camera. Has that changed recently?
No, there's cameras in the corner. There's
Okay. But at any time you can turn those on, correct? Okay. And on August 27th of 2020, those cameras were eventually turned on, were they not? Eventually. And I do say eventually because you talked to Mr. Barner for quite a while first, right? Okay. And the benefit of Mr. Barner for your investigation being willing to be a witness in this case is it means you have full access to him, right?
generally yes.
Once someone becomes a cooperating state witness, number one, he's housed in the Duval County Jail, correct?
He was.
Okay. So obviously you can walk right over and talk to him anytime you want, right?
Typically not anytime we want to. I wait for his counsel to be present.
All you have to do is call counsel.
If I have a number, but I think we're mistaken.
Well, his counsel was at the August 27th meeting, correct? And the benefit of having full access is that any question that come up in your investigation, you have a source to go to, correct? But in this particular case, that didn't happen, did it? After August 27th of 2020, when Mr. Barner eventually gives his sworn statement, you don't have another interview. You don't ever sit down with him again and say, let's go through this again. Let me just make sure that I have all the details and I've pursued everything that you could possibly help me with, right? That didn't happen in this case. Because if it had, maybe you could have gotten his iCloud, correct?
So, no. The reason I didn't get his iCloud was His cell phone records come with an IMEI number. I ran some IMEI checker. That IMEI did not go back to my phone. So I'm not submitting.
Did you ever sit down with Dominic Barner and talk to him about his iCloud, his social media accounts, how to log in to his social media accounts so that you could review?
Don't get social.
Your belief as we're sitting here today is that he just didn't have any social media. Okay. Did you ask him? Because if you did ask him, he'd probably make a note of it, right? And you did write a very detailed report of this case, did you not? And you'd agree with me. In that report, you do not mention attempting to or inquiring anything in regards to Dominic Barner's iCloud, correct? Now, in that August 27th meeting, Dominic Barner does give you something he didn't have before. And that is, he claims Leroy Whitaker was a full part of this murder, right? For August 27th, 2020, you didn't have any evidence. Right?
That time, I can't remember the DNA came back on the shirt inside the car.
Well, and let's go through that. Because ultimately, when you did do the arrest warrant for murder, you did do an arrest warrant in this case, correct?
I don't remember if I did one for Leroy.
Your Honor, may I briefly approach that?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in that arrest warrant, you lay out your probable cause. many different cases, correct? So the way that you're able to testify confidently is you write stuff down, correct?
Right.
You write detailed reports so that if 5 years elapse and you're being asked on whether or not you accomplished something or didn't, you can just look at your report, right?
Yes.
You'd agree with me that there is nowhere in your very extensive report where you indicate that you have put the known license plate of the Nissan Altima used in this case through that license plate reader.
I don't believe there are any scans of new. So
I'm sorry?
scans of new. Sorry, license plate scans.
I'm sorry, say that for me one.
I don't believe there's any license plate scans of news.
Okay, so your testimony without a written note in your report is that your memory is that you did this, but it wasn't helpful. Is that what I'm hearing you say, sir?
At my best recollection, yes.
Okay, but you'd agree with me when you're drafting your report that documents for your benefit to be able to testify accurately as to everything you did in your investigation, that report does not indicate you ever put that license plate into the scanner.
Okay, Ms. Schleiss, I hate to interrupt you. The jury is asking for a recess or a bathroom break. So we're going to do that now, although it is 11:50. I don't know if we can, I don't know how much longer you have. I don't want to cut your cross in half.
I want the jury to be comfortable.
No, we'll do a bathroom break. I'm trying to decide whether we bring him back out here, conclude with your cross, and then send him to lunch, or just send him to lunch now if you have longer to go.
I would say I probably have 20 maybe.
Okay. All right. Why don't we do this, ladies and gentlemen? Let's take a bathroom break. Then we'll come back, finish with Ms. Schlax's cross, and then we'll take our lunch recess. So if you will please put your notepads behind, have a step into your respective jury rooms, and we'll bring you out here just as soon as we can. Thank you very much.